Hi, everyone. So, I had a new bit of insight I wanted to share about my process at the hospital. So, as you can probably tell, I'm home and I'm actually doing okay. It's painful, but I'm good. I just know every day the pain's going to be less and less, and I'm going to be breast cancer free. So, I'm going to be better off than when I started. So, the thing I wanted to share was this experience I had. So, for those of you who saw the video, I did walk to the hospital. And there was a point where I went through all of the steps. I did my registration and everything. They took me back in the room they took me into. The I think that room's used for both coming out of anesthesia, the recovery process, and the pre-surgery. So you have this room where all your stuff is kept and everything's close by. So anyway, I got there and the room felt a little cold before I donned that wonderful, because that gown I was wearing had both heat or cool. You could make the temperature whatever you wanted. We were joking. I was joking with the nurse about it being my own little ecosystem, and just I could make it perfectly temperate. And so, but before then, I had the room was cold when I walked in. And I realized I had lost my hoodie. This hoodie, many of you have seen me wear it. It is for my company. It is a one of a kind that I can't really replace. I mean, I could try to have it duplicated, but it was just this moment where I just had this hoodie that's mine from my company, and I love it. It's warm and it's lightweight and it's all the things I want it to be. Anyway, I got in the room and it was gone. And so the nurse kindly went and looked, and she came back and said, "We can't find it." And I'm like, really, can I go look quickly? Because I knew I had dropped it across the parking, like on the street that I was walking on. I knew I had dropped it once there. So I knew the last place I checked. So it had to be between that place and the hospital. And they let me, which was wonderful. So I ran to go check it. So first of all, I walked. I hadn't had any fluid since 9 a.m. Around 1 o'clock, I walked to the hospital, and then I had to go run, get my jacket. But anyway, it ended up being across the street on the road where I'd been walking. So I had to run all the way across the parking lot, cross the street, down, I don't know, 100 yards maybe, and then grab it and go back. But I ran because I knew they were prepping and doctors were going to be coming in to see me, and I didn't want to put things behind because of my mistake. So I ran to do that. And so I was crazy dehydrated when I got there, and it was nice. One of the first things they did was the IV, but I started thinking about the hoodie. And there was something in me that felt like today has to be a day where I don't lose anything. Now, that might sound a little counterintuitive because I am losing my breasts, but I'm having the tattoo. And so I've turned the situation of the mastectomy into this blessing of having my children's and grandchild's art on my body. And so it became a gain rather than a loss. It was something I was grateful for. So I'm really excited about getting the tattoo and having that be the end result of my experience with breast cancer. Not to be looking at the mirror and going, "Oh, I don't have nipples anymore. Oh, my breasts aren't what they were anymore. That's not me in the mirror." Instead, having this beautiful tattoo that's inspiring. So, but the hoodie suddenly became something I was going to lose. It was suddenly became something that was a loss for the day, and I realized I had to go look for it. First of all, because I love it, but second of all, I just didn't feel like I could lose one more thing. And I want to tell this story because I want to point this out for people who have family members who have something like breast cancer, where it's not just removing the cancer from your body, but it removes maybe a part of the body that was a part you identified yourself with. It could be losing a limb, or, it may be a man with testicular cancer. It could be so many things, but when we lose something, that we never imagine losing, the brain starts to function in a different way. And so for me, my function that day was, I can't lose the hoodie. I can't lose something today. Today cannot be about losing something. Today is the beginning of my next journey, my next journey, where I am going to gain so much. So that was just an interesting thing that I thought I would share, that maybe not everyone talks about, but if you know someone who has it, or if you find yourself, if you have cancer and you find yourself clinging to things, that might be why, because we're already losing so much. The one other thing I would mention is, in addition to that, is some of us may already feel like we're losing because we got sick in the first place. And I know why I got breast cancer, and it had to do with PTSD, and it had to do with my histamines being off. I get that, but it wasn't my fault. And yeah, I still blame myself. I should have figured it out sooner. I should have worked harder. All these things that say somehow we are a failure because we're sick is something that can come across the mind that is so entirely inaccurate logically. But when we're in the pain of the process, we may not realize that. So remember to be gentle with loved ones, or be gentle with yourself if you're the one that has cancer. And remember that it's not a punishment, it's not a burden, it's not a responsibility, and it's not your fault. 75% of cancers are sporadic. They just happen. Now, some of them can be from lifestyle, but you can watch some people have a lifestyle that you're sure they get cancer and they never do, and someone else have it minorly engaged and they get it. And the others are either genetic or hereditary, and those are definitely not our fault. And even the habits, the bad habits we have that may cause cancer, are really, really things that we've learned in life. So remember to be kind and gentle with yourself. Sickness is not a failure. It is an experience of something being out of alignment in the body, period. And we don't always know how to make that alignment. Sometimes we learn and still don't act on it, but again, those are all subconscious mechanisms. So I just want to say that those things that we may not have talked about with cancer, that it's important to not blame ourselves. And it's important that we're supported and not having to give up anything more than we're already having to give up, because we have to give up a lot. We have to give up money. We have to give up time. We have to give up safety. Some people have to give up their lives. So again, just be patient to that, and take good care of yourself and nurture yourself, and accept the support that's offered. Even if you feel like you got it on your own, accept the support. The support in this has been the best process for me. My heart is touched. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. I need to lay back down, but I just wanted to touch base and share that little tidbit about my hoodie, because it really sprung for me, realizing the deeper demand behind it. So anyway, thanks again for sharing, for following. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I hope to get to see you soon. Bye.